Bacon eggs. Bacon eggs.
Ever since I think Ashley told me that, now I can't hear bacon eggs. I hear bacon eggs.
So we got it to a point where Cam's in the back of the car. And she's like, "Can you play bacon eggs?"
Oh,
and then
cute.
she thinks it's bacon eggs, which is the best thing ever.
Cute.
Yeah, so Ariana Grande, we're really sorry, but your song sounds way more like bacon eggs than it does.
And
Thank you,
then
next.
what was the one? Despacito was like, the chorus was just like Despacito, and then like
Na 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 burrito.
well,
Na, na,
I
na,
was
na,
just
na,
like-
na 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 Cheeto.
I just remember it would be on, and I'd be like burrito.
So silly. Guys, welcome to the Real Awkward Podcast.
Welcome.
Who are you?
I'm Amanda Knickerbocker. Who am I? Who are you, person?
That's Amanda Knickerbocker. At least it used to be before 2012. Oh, I'll get into it.
Wait,
I'm Andy Case, and this is Real Awkward.
I think you flipped it around on
No,
yourself.
it didn't.
You said I used to be Amanda Knickerbocker
Yep.
before 2012.
Yeah, fucked up.
Yep.
And I'm not changing it.
All right.
That's it. You're right. You used to be Amanda Knickerbocker. Then after 2012, now you're not.
Exactly.
That sounds way more. I'm going to confuse the hell out of people on this
Yep.
episode. Amanda, what are we
Yep.
talking about today?
So this is a topic that Andy talks about a lot. We are talking about the Mandela Effect.
Oh, Barbara Brown.
What?
Never heard that? I made it up.
Oh, I always do is like Barbara Brown.
Yeah, but it sounds like Barbara Brown.
Barbara Brown.
That's a thing.
Thanks, I'm
If
gonna
you-
do that
yeah,
now.
if you guys are trying to do the horn and
Barbara
yeah, you're at a basketball game, just shout out Barbara Brown.
I love it.
I was like,
I
I
love
was
it.
driving home one day and I'm like, it sounds like Barbara Brown, and I'm like, that's the new thing, Barbara Brown.
I was like, is that a real thing? Did I miss it?
things are,
Barbara Brown.
things
Okay,
are getting
so
real.
then-
Barbara Brown.
Okay, so then get it so well known that becomes Mandela Effect. Oh, it's always been Barbara
no,
Brown.
No,
No,
it
it wasn't.
No, it was always ba ba ba. No, it's
No,
Barbara
it's Barbara
Brown.
Brown.
Don't you know her?
She
yeah.
was my friend's grandma's aunt.
And things got lit when we were around her.
Her name was Barbara Brown.
She walks in with a crock pot. Barbara Brown.
Barbara
Potluck.
Brown.
She's here. Oh my God,
Oh,
guys.
God.
Yes, today we're diving into a very, very interesting topic. And by the time this is done, you're going to think I'm kooky as F.
And we're not going to have anyone listening to us anymore.
I am I would say, I leave myself open.
Andy has a tinfoil hat on right now.
I leave myself open to crazy possibilities. If you ever seen What the Bleep Down the Rabbit Hole, you can start to get into quantum theory and quantum physics, and we'll get into that another day.
I know there have been certain parties that we would have, especially in the old house,
Uh-huh.
and we all rented together, and like it would be like 2 or 3 a.m.
And I'm gathering
We're all
everyone
a
around.
little drunk still, and Andy's talking about space and all these wormholes, and then he goes, "Oh, every time, guys, you really got to watch What the Bleep Down the Rabbit Hole," and it would just be like, "Oh man, there's just so many different quantum physics,
Yes,
blah 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 blah
there
blah."
are realities and things that are happening that we can't even see.
I just remember being like, dude, we've been drinking all night. I probably had to work that day.
I most likely killed everyone's buzz immediately.
Oh, big time. And then he would just talk about it, and I just remember by the end of the conversation, I'd be like, I'm just going to go to bed.
Yeah, well, we're not talking about quantum physics today, but that will be on another episode. If you guys want
God.
to get crazy down from the atomic level. Some stuff
Because what is your
happens.
PhD in? Quantum physics?
Yeah, Dr. Case.
Thought it. I thought so.
Dr. Pepper. Dr. Mountain, what's it
Call
called?
me Dr. Thunder,
Dr. Thunder.
the knockoff version.
Oh, God, yes. So anyway, Mandela Effect. So I'm going to start with this, okay? If any of our listeners,
long is this episode?
If any of our listeners have not heard of the Mandela Effect before, I'm going to give you a little backstory. So the Mandela Effect got its name because there are many, many people that believe that Nelson Mandela died in around the 1980s in prison.
No, the Mandela Effect is when you like see these pretty flowery things everywhere, like a paisley design on like clothing and. Wow.
What?
I was making a joke and like neither of you got it.
I got it. It was just bad.
Number one. I don't know what
Whatever.
you're talking
Whatever.
about still. I'm
outta here.
Eat your cookie. Shut the fuck up. I'm talking about something right now.
It's dry.
Okay, so man, did you make these?
Did you make
Ask my friend
you
Jeff.
forget the salt?
I make good cookies. It's very salty. So the Mandela Effect. There is a group of people that believed that he died in prison in the 1980s. With, in fact, Nelson Mandela lived until 2013 and then passed away at his home. If I'm almost positive at his home. So anyway, it's called the Mandela Effect because right around 2012, a lot of things that we remember from our childhood or things that you remember from your long-term memory are not true or have changed. And this blows my mind. I have had conversations so many times with people, and I walk them through what has been changed, and they're like, no way. They don't believe me. My friend Sam, when I first told her, she was like, nuh-uh. No way. And she researched and checked it out, and you start to just be like, am I going crazy? Like, this stuff is completely wrong. So I'm going to go through some of the Mandela Effect things, and you guys tell me. You've heard them before, but if you haven't, then stop, okay? So number one was Nelson Mandela, and you guys probably don't even remember when he died, to be honest. But do you remember
knew he
anything?
passed, but I never thought he died in prison.
There
I
are
knew he was
people-
wrongfully imprisoned.
There will be people that will swear to you, I watched it on television, there was a funeral for him in the 1980s, Nelson Mandela passed away then. The fact
They're
that
wrong.
he lived for another 23 years blows people's minds.
Okay.
Like, that's 33 years. 33 years. Not good at math.
Oh, I didn't even think about it.
So that's the Nelson Mandela Effect. Now, here's the things that it affected, okay?
Okay.
Number one.
Oh, wait. So they're saying that Nelson Mandela affected all of these people when he died.
No.
Oh.
It's called the Nelson Mandela Effect because that is one of the many examples.
Oh, okay.
Of
Because
the
the way
things that
I guess the way you
changed.
just phrased that
Let me.
thing you
yeah.
said, I was just like, wait.
I will correct it.
Okay.
I will try to be as concise as possible.
I
This
understand.
is a crazy theory. So the Mandela Effect, from roughly 2012 on, many things that you remember changed.
Okay.
And I'll get into the theories of why they possibly changed, but after I read what
I
changed.
bet
Okay.
one is a wormhole.
So here's the first one. Jif, not Jiffy, for peanut butter. So there's a bunch of people that remember peanut butter as Jiffy peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys remember that?
No, because there was Jif and Skippy.
Right.
These people are just combining the two things in their head.
Plus, wasn't the slogan "Choosy moms choose Jif"?
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember
Choosy
those.
moms like you. Choose Jif. That was the jingle.
Now, crazy thing is
Not
that both of
choosy
you,
moms like you. Choose Jiffy.
both of you are not from the same dimension that we are. That's what is
Oh,
this
so
thing is.
you're saying that
Yes.
you're from you're a different dimensional being.
Yes.
And Ashley and I are
You-
from a different
Yeah, so
dimension.
you guys are, so when you get into
Got it. Got it.
quantum, when you get into quantum physics, right? You get into this,
Uh-huh.
things happen infinitely. There is an infinite number of Amandas, an infinite number of Ashleys out there, and they all choose a different path.
We all
different
choose-
things happen.
Jiffy.
You might live your entire life, but one day on a Thursday, that version of you eats an apple and the other version ate a banana, and then nothing else changes.
I would
But
never choose an apple over
It's
a
just
banana.
saying like infinitely. So
I'm just playing.
there are a bunch of people that believe that there was a peanut butter called Jiffy.
Got it. Can I ask
I'm
a
not one
question
of those
about
people.
this universe?
I don't remember Jiffy. Yes.
Is there Skippy in this universe?
It depends on what universe. Some universes,
okay.
there was never a Jif at all. Dun, dun, dun. Barbara Brown.
Barbara Brown.
So here's the next one, okay? I'm going to start to go through these.
I'm sorry, I can't get over Barbara Brown.
See, Andy wanted a soundboard. Now he doesn't need one.
No, he doesn't.
Spell the Looney Tunes show. Like when Bugs Bunny is in front of the
spell
circle.
it the way that everybody knows it's spelled, or spell it the actual way that it's spelled.
Spell it how you think it's spelled.
I'm pretty sure it's Looney with 2 O's and then Tunes with UNES.
Yes, that is actually how it is. People remember it
'Kay.
as Tunes with TOONS.
Because I will say, I watch a shitload of Looney Tunes, so I just know that's how it was spelled because I used to watch it all day.
Well, it's funny because a lot of people are like, it doesn't make any sense. Why would it be Looney Tunes? But it was because there was melodies with it, right? Wasn't that originally why it was developed?
Like songy. But I think also maybe they're getting that confused with Tiny Toons.
Is that spelled TOONS?
I believe so. Tiny Toon Adventures.
Oh, see, so that could be it from your childhood, or you're from a different dimension.
That's the most logical answer.
Here is the one that kills me and the one that I will fight.
Is it
forever.
Fruit Loops?
Nope. This is the
People don't have a problem with Fruit Loops,
This is the-
apparently.
Oh, it's
No.
probably on the list.
Oh,
This is the
excuse me.
Berenstein Bears.
Oh,
Okay.
Berenstain Bears.
It is
This
not
was-
Berenstain.
this was
It
the
is
first-
not Berenstain. Don't you ever say that.
Andy has a knife.
I will flip this table. So when I was a kid, that mother effer said Berenstain Bears. No, God, I just screwed it up. That said
Confirm.
It said Berenstein Bears. I remember them singing it on the cartoon. I remember reading it. And when I found out that it's actually always been Berenstain Bears, I wanted to stab everything. Like, that is BS. I remember it. Everybody remembers it. Do you remember it? Was it Berenstain Bears? When your teacher was reading it at the library, was she like, kids, we're going to sit down and listen to Berenstain Bears? No, never.
I remember this was the very first Mandela Effect thing we ever talked about.
Yes. This is the big
'Cause
one. This is the one that people fight over.
I used to read them a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And for us, they were the Bernstein Bears.
Yes.
That's how we pronounced it.
Right, because a lot of us did say it wrong. We did say Bernstein Bears, but it was the Berenstein Bears.
But I think it's... okay, I think Mandela Effect is stupid. If you couldn't tell already. I think it's
Appreciate
a
your
situation of Berenstain is not flowy to say with your mouth.
Sure.
And we Americans are lazy.
We Americans.
We're Americans.
We don't have Bernstein
we're
Bears. We have
lazy.
the Bernstein Bears.
So that's why people's last names change. That's why names of things change that come over from other countries.
Right.
Where if they had said, it's Berenstain, they're like, yeah, it's Bernstein. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I guess people have found TV guides where they spelled it Berenstein as well.
how
So-
many did they find?
Well, I don't know.
Just
I
a typo
Well,
one?
maybe, but that's just it. Is if anybody read that or heard it, and I guess the song is muddled. So when you hear the song, it's just like,
Isn't it kind of an
Laurel.
accent?
yeah,
Annie.
yeah. It's what?
Isn't it kind of an accent too?
Yeah, because aren't they a little southern in the song, or I don't remember. Anyway,
I've never heard a song.
this one is polarizing because this one, so many people remember it as Berenstein Bears and not Berenstain. I feel like Stain is such a strong change of that name that you would remember.
I
it,
think
but
that you're thinking of how it was spelled as opposed to how it was pronounced.
it's true
because-
yeah, you could be right.
Stain is very like a strong way to pronounce something.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you were going to say somebody's name that was
Berenstain.
spelled like Berenstain, you'd
Yeah.
probably say Berenstain.
Yeah, and then it sounds a little
And
bit
then it just
more,
sounds that way, and
yeah.
that's just the way you say it. Also, vouching as your wife, how many words do you read like the first 3 letters and then just
A lot.
assume
A
what the
lot.
rest of the word is?
And I wonder if I was like that as a kid too.
Oh, I
But-
guarantee it.
But there is, and I
It's
kid
what
you
people
not,
do.
there are hundreds of thousands of people that also
That are
believe
stupid.
that way.
I just want to say,
There's also hundreds of thousands of people buying toilet paper right
yeah,
now.
the national IQ average is 100.
All right, I'm gonna move on.
That means that at least half of the
French fried
population's
potatoes.
IQ is under 100.
Okay,
Those are the people who thought it was Bernstein Bears.
Curious George
Uh-huh.
never had a tail.
I can't speak to this either way.
Right,
We
that's a hard
didn't-
one.
We didn't do Curious George.
Okay,
So I never had his books. I never had anything. So you could show me 2 pictures on different days, and I'd
Yeah.
be like, "Fuck, I don't know. That looks like
Mo-
Curious George." I don't
Most
know.
people remember Curious George with a tail.
I
He-
just want to know who it is that's looking at Curious George and like, let's find out if he has a tail or not.
It's the same thing with Mickey Mouse.
But Curious George is a monkey, and where would Why would he not have a tail?
See? That's probably why people like projected a tail.
Or was he originally like a bear, kind of like Pooh Bear?
No, he's
Oh.
a monkey for sure.
Oh,
He likes bananas.
see, I never watched
Okay,
it, so I
here's
don't know.
another one. Sex and the City.
It's Sex in the City.
It is
No, it's Sex and the City.
Really?
Yeah.
You idiot.
I'm not gonna fight somebody over it. I just never watched it.
But that's just it. So many people remember
But-
it's Sex and the
But
City.
think
Oh.
how people will truncate and
yeah.
into in.
Mm.
Yeah.
yeah.
So Sex in the City
Yeah.
sounds like
I'm gonna
Sex
go
in
here
the
and
City.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go
That's just
here
how people
and
are
here.
hearing it wrong
Yeah.
because they're
Yeah.
not reading it.
So
It's
next
always
one.
been Sex and the City. I'm arguing that one.
Febreze. You might use the stuff every day, but honestly, you thought it was spelled Febreze with 2 E's, didn't you?
No.
Wait, are they saying
It-
FEBREEZ?
Febreze
Literally, when you
is
said
how it's spelled.
No.
when you said the word, I imagined it in my head with one E.
With 1 E, what about
Yeah.
you? Same, or you just didn't think
Wait,
about
wait,
it?
wait. So people are saying it is spelled.
People swear
Uh-huh.
that before 2012,
Sure.
Febreze was spelled with 2 E's.
Where?
Febreze.
On the bottle.
Oh. And I'm like, Febreze has 3 E's.
Here
So
you go.
I'm like. Oh.
I know for me, when I look at the 2 E's, it looks right. When I look at the 1 E, it looks very wrong.
They both just look. They both. I'm like, yeah, either of those could be the logo.
Okay, spell Oscar Mayer.
Isn't
What?
that a song?
Like
that
the
goes
song?
with
No,
it?
no, from
My
the...
baloney has a first name, it's OSCAR. My baloney has a second name, it's MAYER. I'd like to eat it every day, and if you ask me why, I'll say, because Oscar Mayer has a way with BOLOGNA.
Spell it again.
MAYER.
Yeah, you got it right.
I know I did.
Yeah, you got it right. There's a lot of people that think it's MEYER.
Going back to
Now,
people are stupid.
spell Skechers.
Oh, There's no T.
SKECHERS.
yeah, there's no T.
There's no T.
I
A
know
lot of
people
people
think-
swear that there was a T.
But it's how we pronounce it.
Yep.
Oscar Mayer.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people aren't gonna say it's not John Mayer. Like, you know there's an A in there. Like,
Right.
Oscar Mayer, you would assume it's MEYER. But then Skechers, the word sketch has a T,
Right.
where the sneakers don't.
It's just like Febreze. You assume that the word breeze
Breeze.
is spelled correctly.
Right. So I think I could understand where the Skechers thing is coming from.
Sure.
Because they think, oh, it's just Skechers.
Right.
Like, so
Right.
there's a T in there.
I don't feel like I looked at the logo enough to really know that one too much.
No.
I feel like not that I'm staring at the Skechers
I'm
logo.
a big
I-
Skechers fan.
A
But
corporate
again,
shareholder
if I
of
was writing
Skechers
it out
Incorporated.
and I saw the T in there, I would think it looked weird.
Ashley's 11-year-old bedroom, just Skechers posters.
I did own Skechers as a
Oh,
child.
did you have the
okay?
like roller skate ones that Britney Spears
That's
did ads for?
stupid.
That's
They were so
stupid.
dumb.
Or like what were the step ups that they
Those
said
are
were
bad
supposed
for
to?
you.
Yeah, they're terrible for your back.
Those are bad for you. Okay, spell Fruit Loops.
It's all O's
It is all O's.
Yeah.
Yep.
because I used to eat Fruit Loops every day, baby.
FROOTLOOPS. Some people swear they spelled fruit
Normally.
normally, and then loops just had the 2 O's.
Sorry, Fruit Loops was my favorite cereal.
Okay.
And
Henry
No.
Henry the Eighth. In the painting, he had a turkey leg.
I'm gonna sing another song.
People distinctly remember Henry the Eighth having a turkey leg.
Like in his mouth?
He's just wielding it, like in
Is
the
there
picture.
a picture example?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. So some people
That is the worst Photoshop job I've ever
they
seen.
remember him having a turkey leg, which is great. This one,
No, he was just a fat motherfucker who was awful.
This one gets me.
Well, you got
The
me on-
Monopoly Man did not have a monocle.
You must be the
Monopoly
Monopoly
guy.
guy.
Yeah, he did not have a monocle.
Yeah, because it came from Ace Ventura 2, When Nature Calls.
Because he had a monocle.
Yep.
Yeah. I think
And a
that's
lot of
where
us
I
were
remember
kids.
it. But if you look at the Monopoly Man with a monocle, it seems right. It doesn't seem wrong.
You know I'm about to talk about my childhood again. I've talked about how much we used to play Monopoly.
So this is what
He looks wrong.
This is what people's theory is they think that that's wrong because everybody remembers the planner Peanut as
That's
having.
what I was just gonna say.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
And so you just kind of like from childhood, you just mix those characters
I get
a
that.
little
assume
bit.
that if they have a top hat and a cane,
Yep,
they
they'll
also
have a monocle.
I
Yeah.
get that. But also, the Monopoly guy character,
Yeah.
I could see that type of a moneybags kind of guy having a monocle.
Yeah.
I can get it.
It makes sense. It
So-
seems to make sense.
To see him with a monocle
Yeah.
isn't like, what's he doing with that?
What is that? Pikachu's tail. It has
No, it does not.
many, many people remember it and have drawings of things that they did as a kid.
Here's what I think.
And he has a black tail.
Here's what I
That's what creeps me out.
From Pokemon originally,
Yeah.
Fat Pikachu did not have the stripe. But, yes, but there have been, I think there was a lot of like knockoff or secondary stuff that was created. And in my personal opinion,
And he
I
has a
think
black tail and some of that stuff.
it was added to get away from copyright infringement. So it could be like, this is a whole different character.
Oh, see, I wonder if it was like on stuffed animals or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe now,
Yeah.
it's kind of like mushed itself into it.
Yeah.
Because maybe these kids had knockoff Pikachu stuff.
Kit Kat never has had a hyphen.
Give me a break.
Give me a break. Break me off a piece of
wait,
that
no.
Kit Kat bar.
But it's 2 capital K's.
2 capital
they're together.
K's.
Wait, so they're saying it's just Kit Kat with no hyphen.
Correct.
And some people are swearing there was a hyphen.
Yeah, people are like, it's always had a hyphen.
I don't.
It
I will be honest, the hyphen looks better
looks
to my
normal.
eyeballs.
Yeah, right.
But I think it's also the spacing of the words Kit Kat. The hyphen fits in the space.
Okay, here's one. This is gonna get all of you.
I don't know.
Fruit of the Loom. It has a cornucopia behind the fruit.
No, it doesn't.
Never, never.
It's just fruit.
It is just fruit.
Cornucopia is from Thanksgiving.
I know, but I wonder if that's why, because people have just seen it before in very other like paintings and.
Well, I can only imagine. I mean, the Fruit of the Loom logo is just like in a mass of fruit, just like in a pile.
Yeah.
Like, which is pretty prevalent coming out of a cornucopia with like Thanksgiving decorations. So I feel
Yeah.
like maybe they could see that and be like, I've seen that before
Right.
on a logo.
Is it Cheez-It or Cheez-Its?
Cheese it.
I want to say Cheez-Its, but I think that's like a mouth thing that people just say, give me the Cheez-Its.
It's like saying Fred Meyer's.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
You know what's
yeah.
funny? Not a
Yeah.
lot of people have Fred Meyer. So when you guys say
It's
that,
a
they're like,
Kroger.
what? Yo,
Yeah, but
we
some
got
people say Kroger's.
we got Kroger's, but then also other places in the world have Myers. It's just a store called Myers.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I always thought it was either Fred Meyer or
Yep.
Kroger.
It is Cheez-It. So there's no Z.
Well, yeah, I assumed the plural was just put on there by people saying
Yeah, people
it.
swear.
People are stupid. Because I think it's also cheese nips.
Right.
So people are being like, oh, it's Cheez-Its.
Double stuffed Oreos only has one F.
Yeah.
Really? That seems lazy.
We don't have enough ink for all of these packages.
Because we
I feel
wasted
like-
too much money on the double stuff.
I feel like what you should have done to start this is like make us write a list of all of
Of
these
what you thought?
brand names
Yeah.
and how they're spelled.
Yeah. Then you guys would have been wrong a lot.
Yeah, but then
I don't think so. I think I would have been dead on.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Mona Lisa's smile. There are a lot of theories about this one, but also many people have claimed that she used to have a more obvious smile and they have dulled her down in previous years. So
they've dolled her down.
yeah, they've dulled her down. So what they're thinking, couple things. Either this is not the same painting because a dimension shift changed, or
Of course it did.
or during their restoration,
restoration, they fucked her up.
they messed up the mouth a little bit, and no one will admit it.
Are there picture examples?
It's hard to tell on this one.
Oh.
It's hard to tell. I always thought she had a little like smirk, but then do you guys remember all the commercials? Like it was Pringles
She's
or it
always
was
been used in print ads.
yeah,
and
and
stuff.
I think they've made her smile a lot.
Yes.
So I think a lot of people might mix
Yeah,
that
I think
up.
she's the OG RBF.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
Well, in my mind, she always had just like a slight upturned smirk. Like, it wasn't a full smile, but it wasn't nothing.
so this one gets me.
Got it.
Completely gets me. C3PO is not all gold. He has a red leg.
No, he's a red arm.
His bottom right leg is red.
I think you need to read that again.
C-3PO has a red leg.
Red? Because I've always
That
heard
was
people say he had a
silver.
silver leg.
No, red.
He had a red arm in the newer Star Wars movies.
Silver leg.
Yeah, you know why I know that? Because when you showed me your phone a minute ago, I saw that. So maybe we'll do this one again.
Flintstones, spell it.
Flint Stone.
Spell it.
Flintstone.
Has 2 T's.
That's what I said.
Yep. So a lot of people think it's Flintstones.
Just because of the way they hear it when you
Yep.
say the song.
Yeah, because when you say the meet the Flint, nobody's going meet the Flintstones.
what color is chartreuse?
Green.
kind of green brown.
So apparently there is a huge group of people that
They
believe
think it's red.
it's magenta or
Oh.
pink in color.
What?
Yes. Yep.
Because people are mixing up chartreuse and mauve.
Yeah, because those words
Yeah.
sound similar.
I just think because mauve is kind of pinky.
I think people just hear chartreuse. They don't know what color it is, so they just imagine
It must be pink.
it must be something pinkish.
Yeah.
It sounds like a pink fabric.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one's a dumb one.
Just don't be dumb.
Life is like a box of chocolates. Never said. Forrest Gump did
Forrest
not-
Grump.
Forrest Grump, the angry Forrest Grump.
Wait, so
Uh,
I thought it was.
he
My
did
mama
not
always
actually
said
said-
life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
He says life was like a box of chocolates. Yes. Life was. But everybody says life is.
Oh, I said life is for what it's worth, but it's another one. Your mouth is just saying. Your mouth
Saying
is
stuff.
simplifying the phrase.
What about mirror, mirror on the wall?
It's a magic mirror on the wall.
It is. Yep. Magic mirror on the wall. And that one, from everybody's childhood, remembers mirror, mirror. So did somebody say mirror, mirror in like a made-for-TV movie or something?
Probably, or it could have even been an off one that wasn't super mainstream. Maybe Swan Princess. They said mirror, mirror. Like Anastasia.
I wonder if it was marketing.
Probably.
Like on the back of a box or something.
Well, but I mean, even
Yeah.
look at Luke, I am your father.
Yeah,
That
he
is
doesn't-
never said.
Oh, that's the next one. He
Oh,
says it.
like-
Luke, I am your father was never said in Star
No.
Wars. He says,
No, I am your father.
yep.
Like, that's what it is. And
Yeah.
I think you have these people who are mixing it, but then maybe the company goes that's not a bad one to
Wait,
throw
is
on a
that-
shirt.
yeah, people are saying it. Let's do it.
Like, mirror, mirror on the wall is such a cool phrase.
Yeah.
And,
now
Now that I'm thinking
It's
about it, I
wrong.
want to buy this big old mirror and have that etched into it. Like, that'd be fucking cool. But it's not right.
hello, Clarice.
Wait. I'm literally just meant to determine if he literally just said hello, Clarice.
We don't know what's scarier. The fact that we remember Hannibal Lecter saying hello, Clarice, or in reality, all he said was good morning.
What scene? They're in 3 movies together, so
They're talking about Silence of the Lambs, the first one. He never says hello, Clarice.
I think okay. First of all, I call bullshit. Second of all, I think that people need to watch that movie again because he calls her at the end of the movie and says, "I'm having a very good friend for dinner." They talk on the phone.
Yeah.
So
But do you think he says it then?
I think they're talking about the very first scene when they meet, when she goes to visit him in the max security prison, and you have the
Maybe.
the scene of
Yeah.
her walking. He's just standing there.
They're claiming he never says it, though. All he says is good morning.
I don't think it's Mandela Effect. I think this is incorrect information.
Okay.
Sorry.
What about We Are the Champions?
What
Queen,
about it?
From Queen.
What about
So at the end of that song, the lyrics are, "We are the champions of the world." That's how it ends.
Oh.
This is one that drives me crazy because even when I hear the song now, I'm like, it needs to end.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
no,
Needs
it
to say, "Of
ends
the
with
world
"We
at
are
the
the
end."
So
champions."
James Carden, is that the what's the late night show host?
James Corden.
Corden. He puts oh my God, what is his name?
I don't know.
Clooney. He puts
Oh.
Clooney and someone else in the car. I don't remember who it is. He plays it for them. They all sing it together towards the end, and they all sing that part. "We are the champions of the world," and it doesn't say it. It just cuts off.
Yeah.
At the end of the song, it's "We are the champions," and it
Yes.
does not say that. And everyone's like, "What?" So apparently, though, it came from the Mighty Ducks at the end of the movie.
Oh.
That's when they sing it. So it's like a
Really?
different version.
Weird.
And we remember it from our childhood from listening to the credits at the end.
Or they must have been playing it on the radio
Or
a lot.
something like that. Or they played it that way. I don't know. But there's so many people that believe.
Wait. Let's not
Yeah.
blow past this one. So, notice I love that song.
I want to get deep in this one.
No.
Yeah.
I want to understand because the original song ends on "We Are the Champions," and I've always hated it because it needs to finish.
And say, yeah, of the world. Yeah.
But maybe just because I know the other version. But I bet that at the time, because Mighty Ducks was everywhere.
Everywhere.
I bet they were
Yes.
playing that version on the radio.
I can only imagine. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right.
So
See, and somebody did. They did like a YouTube video and they recorded the end of Mighty Ducks, and you can hear them say "of the world" at the end of that
okay,
one.
so that's actually not Mandela Effect.
Right.
That's just
Well, yeah,
something changed.
Your memory, yeah, your memory changed.
This one's
So,
actually factual.
Mr. Rogers' theme song. You might start singing the lyric, "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood," especially with the upcoming Tom Hanks film. But even the movie makers got it wrong. "A beautiful day in this neighborhood" is the lyrics.
Wait, so it's not a beautiful day in the neighborhood?
Yep.
See, I think that's not Mandela Effect. I think it's one of the same ones that we
Blows
talked about,
your memories.
where it's just people
You're mishearing it.
or people are. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. That's hard to say
Yeah.
with your mouth. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's just easy. It's quicker to say.
Yeah, to get it out.
Yeah. So I think a lot of these are just people are lazy.
I don't agree with this one. This one's a little off. But the number of U.S. states, certain people think we have 51 or 52.
Technically, if you count U.S. territories,
Then we would. But
yes, but
Yeah.
straight up states, no, don't be stupid.
this one, I swear.
Don't you
I'm-
know the state song? There's
this
only
one-
50.
Before 2012, Sinbad was in a movie where he was a genie. And I remember it, and I remember the cover. At least I think I do. And then he never was in a movie where he played a genie. Everybody keeps confusing it with Shazam with Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay. Here's my problem. Let me be clear. I do not believe in the Mandela Effect. Sinbad was a genie in a movie.
You know what the greatest part
no.
about this? They did a skit where he actually did a trailer for the
Yes.
film, which is great.
I think, okay, my dad used to love Sinbad. My dad loved Sinbad. And maybe it wasn't a DVD movie, but I wonder, was there a TV show or a TV show, a TV movie where he played a genie or
No, because he's even said to everybody, he was like, guys, I never played a genie. I've never
then
been in a
maybe
movie
he
with a
just
genie.
wore a lot of Zubaz pants and I thought he was a genie.
Yeah, that old 90s,
The really
Chili Peppers.
loosey pants.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
This
uh-oh,
is where
uh-oh.
I think people are getting confused. Sinbad
Yeah.
is the name of a movie.
Yeah.
And it's a character that is Arabian.
Sure.
Just like
Sure.
Aladdin, which has a genie on the cover.
I can see that. I can see that stretch to people to get there. But that one messes me up. Next, Smokey the Bear. Only you can prevent forest fires. That's not his name.
No, I didn't think people just decided that was his name.
No, his name is
Reginald.
Smokey, but it's just Smokey Bear. So it's his full name.
Wait.
So
People are arguing over Smokey Bear or Smokey the Bear.
Because Smokey would be just his name, but he has a full name. It's
His
Smokey
name is Smokey,
Bear.
and he's a bear. That's apples and oranges to me. I'm
That's
sorry.
stupid.
That's stupid.
People remember in 1989 recollections of somebody standing in front of a tank during the war. That they were gonna. The
Are you
tanks
talking
were
about
rolling.
Tiananmen Square?
Yeah. So they were rolling out.
Wait, are you saying that didn't happen?
It did not. No.
Tiananmen Square didn't happen.
No. Hold on. Tank Man. He was run over and killed, but other videos show him moving away from the scene.
Oh, wait.
So
what are we arguing here?
The most memorable moment during this recollection, some say the identified man known as Tank Man was run over and killed, but other videos show him moving away from the scene. So
so we're arguing about how he left.
nobody knows which one it was.
Nobody
knows whether he survived or not.
I don't think they would have run him over because a lot of people were filming it. However,
You would think.
that what was it, Chinese government?
Yeah.
There's no way he left that area alive.
Neil Armstrong's death. Oddly, people had no recollection of the astronaut legend's death. Many fans apparently forgot or didn't notice the news of his passing in 2012.
So he's actually dead?
Yes.
Or in like 35 years, or is he going to be like, people are going to be like, oh, I swear he died.
We
in
left him on the
2012."
moon. I don't know.
I mean, maybe because Buzz Aldrin is
Still alive. Yeah.
and still doing things.
That might be
that
why.
maybe people think he's Neil Armstrong.
They mix them. But the fact that it was around 2012 is also interesting.
Of course it is.
Um,
Because he went to the moon. He opened a wormhole.
Billy Graham's death, a bunch of people believe that he died in February, or
Billy Graham, the
that he
televangelist.
died a long time ago, but he actually died in 2008.
All right.
Space Shuttle Challenger. Though the tragic
Challenger
accident...
explosion?
Yep. Though the tragic accident took place on January 28th, 1986, there are a number of people that thought it happened in 1984, 1985. So, I mean, we're talking a couple years off.
But we weren't. See, it's hard
Yeah.
for me. Like, none of us were obviously like alive to remember this if we were alive. Like, I can't argue if I remember it or not.
Right.
Like,
Leonardo DiCaprio took home his first Oscar for Best Actor in 2016. Countless people argue he scored one much earlier. It's easy to get this one confused, though, because he previously was nominated 5 other times. So a lot of people thought that he was an Oscar winner for a
No.
lot of films before 2016.
he deserved it before 2016.
Right?
But he didn't win till 2016.
Location of the Disney World castle. If you've ever been in the Magic Kingdom, do you recall where the castle was located? Some clearly remember it being at the entrance of the park.
It's never at the entrance of the park.
It's always in the middle, right? Same thing with Disneyland.
Yeah, the Main Street's always the entrance.
Yeah.
So those people just never been to a Disneyland.
So that's the biggest one. So here's the conspiracy theory why they think this happened. So
Got it.
do you guys remember 2012 Doomsday
Vaguely.
Prophecies?
Oh,
Right?
December 21st, 2012.
The Mayan calendar and all of that stuff. So what the theory is that the world did end, and it was like a snap, like Thanos straight up snapped it, and immediately that world was destroyed, and we were all transported to a separate world where all these other things were now wrong. But the world is so close to what we remember. All these subtleties are things that we find slowly, and that we will find more as time goes on that we used to remember. So here's where it gets creepy, okay? I gave you guys a bunch of examples of products and like those types of things. People are claiming that like their significant other isn't the same person that they married. So
Yeah, that's what happens when you're with someone for like 25 years. You change as people.
No. So here's an example, okay? Ash and I have had conversations multiple times. And I don't remember what about now. Do you remember
Of
what it was?
course not. Likely story.
I don't know where this is going.
Oh, see? She doesn't remember.
Mandela
I don't know
Effect.
the context.
I know.
You're talking,
So
what are we
Ash and I
talking
had
about?
multiple conversations about, and I'm forgetting
I
what.
feel like you're about to get digged.
No,
and
no,
waiting
I'm
for it.
forgetting
I'm
what
just
it was.
waiting for this.
I'm forgetting what it was, but she like confirmed, and we had long conversations about it. I'm gonna remember it later, and I'm gonna post it on our Instagram what it was. But I had a conversation with her in the car, and she didn't remember any of the conversation. And it like I'm talking like 3 or 4 times we've had a talk about whatever this was, and I bring it up, and she looks at me as if I'm crazy. So either she's not my wife, or I'm not her husband because we switched in
Well, there
2012.
must have
I-
been another Mandela effect because now you don't remember what the
Yeah.
conversation
Can
was.
I
I
have to
pause it?
remember what that was.
Can I posit a third scenario?
I was not drunk.
Oh, no. No one was drunk. She was focusing on something else, and you were probably talking about something slightly insignificant in her mind at the
4
time.
times over, yeah, maybe.
But- Or it had been something that, like, maybe you guys had, in her mind, we've already talked about this. So, because I know for myself, like, if John and I talk about something, if it's something I don't care about, I'm just kind of like,
It's very possible.
And then
It's very
if we bring it
possible.
up again, if he brings it up again, I might be like, oh, didn't we already talk about this? And it's just done.
Well, I know that one got me because I was like, no, I think she's my wife. I think it's been the
Oh,
same.
wait. So are you saying that, like, the next time John will look at me dead in the face and be like, we didn't talk about this? I can be like, you're not my husband,
Yeah,
divorce.
you're like back in, well, yeah, but you guys weren't married in 2012. So
Yeah, but I mean, he does it to me, like, daily
Ash and I were
basis. So
married
can
in
I just say,
2010,
like,
and then she switched. So there's if you go on YouTube
Yeah.
and you want to find more Mandela effects, just type it in, and then also type in like Mandela effect, like husband or wife, couple switch, whatever, and you'll get all of these people that swear to God that who they're with is not the same person they married.
But don't just type couple switch on YouTube because you're gonna get some
Don't
weird
just
search
type
results.
Couple switch.
I will say that we have found there's a few traits of ours where like we've swapped. Where like I used to be the worrier, and now he's definitely the worrier.
And it happened around 2012. No, when we first got together, I was carefree, didn't care, like whatever, happy-go-lucky.
I remember.
And Ash was like
worry
anal
wart.
retentive and scared, and now
Yeah.
it's switched, and I'm always concerned and worried about stuff, and she's like, it's fine, let it go, it's fine. So it's been really interesting to see
Well,
a
so you
dynamic
taught
change.
each other how to act.
Apparently.
And now you've whoop.
So anyway, there is so much stuff on the Mandela effect and how crazy and deep it goes. But so another thing that they thought was they built that particle accelerator, and they thought that smashing atoms and stuff created a black hole, sucked us all in it, and then
Or what?
and we
A
spit
black
out
hole or what else?
And
a wormhole.
a wormhole.
Every time I read about Mandela Effect, it's a wormhole.
It's a wormhole. I absolutely love digging into this crazy stuff because I think there's things, especially as people listen to this episode, there's going to be a lot of things where we're like, no way. And like,
Yeah.
that's exactly how Sam reacted when she first heard it. And I know there's some people that are like, okay, so you guys have been hopefully their dose of reality. But if you guys are wrong, we're in an alternate dimension, my friends. Welcome to the new world.
Oh my God.
What if the other world didn't have COVID-19?
Oh my God.
Then
Let's just go back.
Then we'd be golden.
Quick, create a wormhole.
Real quick.
Get your particle accelerator and
Yeah,
create a wormhole.
there's some weird stuff around science right now. They actually claim that they've been able to beam a particle from one to another, like a teleporter,
Please.
right?
Been waiting for this.
So they claim that it's happened, but then you start to get into particle physics and stuff like that, that it can hold the same space and time in two different locations, which is really creepy to think about. It gets deep. This has been Science with Andy.
Yeah, yes, it has.
Mandela Effect. Guys, if you want to get deep into the rabbit hole and
Message Andy, not me.
you enjoy topics like this, or guiding the show in a fun direction for us to talk about, I would really like to know other theories and crazy things that you guys have heard about or talked about, and we would
Yeah.
love to bring it up.
Was there like a crazy Mandela Effect thing that you know about that Andy didn't talk about that I
Yeah.
could shoot down maybe, and then Andy could believe 100%?
Just shoot down, maybe.
Let us know.
Amanda, where can people find us?
Instagram, and then you can listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you can get your podcasts.
Heck yeah.
We're working on, just getting everything out to wherever we can. But yeah, I forget where I'm at.
I forget where I'm at. You are
It's been a long
currently in
day.
the studio.
It's been a long day.
Guys, thanks for listening.
Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah,
That's where I was going with it.
Thanks so much for listening. This has been Amanda and Andy
And
blowing your mind.
The Mandela Effect Hour.
We'll catch you guys next time.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.